this video we're taking a look at these, the brand new Nike Infinity React Flyknit 2. Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back to 40 Runs. How are we all doing? Let me know in the comments and while you're down there, tell me, did you get the original version of this? The Infinity React. I'd be very interested to know how you got on with the first version because it was a bit of a hit and miss. Some people were complaining of heel slippage and stuff like that and other people absolutely loved it. Now this version is a sort of evolution of the first one. We'll get into exactly all the different changes that have been made versus the original. I've got the original here. But let's get into some of the stats and the features before we get into that. Right, so this shoe is £140 here in the UK. It weighs, what was it? I've got Mrs. Fordy scales out. 313 grams, 11.5 ounces in my UK 9.5. And that is versus 323 grams or 11.4 ounces in my original UK 9.5. It's got a 9mm drop again. You've got full length React. Let's say you've got this Flyknit upper. We'll come on to that in a second. You've got what they call it. It's a sort of mild stability issue, but I really wouldn't pay too much attention to it. They've updated the upper to promote more strength and support in the toe and eye state and foxing, and with more breathability in areas like the vamp and the midfoot. They've also padded out the collar of the heel, which is quite welcome actually. So if you look at the shoe, basically from here down, it's the same as this, right? So we won't get into that too much. The React foam definitely feels, just talking about myself, definitely feels softer than it does like on a Nike Pegasus 37, for example. But the upper is the main significant change, and the collar area. This is what I wanted to talk about. If you look here, you can see they've added fly wire to this, and what they've done is to create more of a lockdown effect over the midfoot to try and prevent that heel slippage that the previous shoe was famous for. They've also added material in here, so where the shoe does lock down and pinch in across your midfoot, you've got like a nice little soft barrier to ease that sort of pressure on your foot, which is quite welcome. But yeah, so they've added the fly wire, and it does create a much more lockdown feel, especially with the extra padding on the heel collar. If I get the other one now, look at these two on the heel collars. See, yeah, this has got much more heel padding than this. They still both maintain pull tabs to slip them on. This is definitely a booty construction, all-in-one booty construction, where this has gone for a more traditional feel, although the tongue does stop here and is then etched in. So it's kind of a little bit more traditional-ish, but it is definitely not a full booty all-in-one construction. The upper is much more breathable than the previous version, much more breathable than this. It's noticeable on the runs that I've done, especially now it's cold. You can really feel the cold air coming through the foot. It continues around here, and then they've added this sort of more tougher, coarser material, which is adding structure and stability to the toe, which I spoke about a second ago. Then they've added that around to the heel again to aid with the sort of overall structure of the shoe and the stability of the shoe. Even the Nike Zoom, the Nike Swoosh has got this like plastic feel to it, and it just feels a little bit more sort of, I don't know, like it's there to do something on the shoe down the side, on both sides. You still retain that rail effect around the heel area again to aid stability. They've got the flared heel, which is maintained from the original. So again, sort of promoting that heel to toe transition with that sort of mild rocker sensation going through the shoe. It does fit true to size. It does maintain that sort of slightly higher arch. So if you do have flat feet, you may struggle again with this shoe. It does raise up on the inside, so just be aware of that. But overall, the fit was, just say, true to size for me. It wasn't as narrow as some of the shoes out there from Nike at the moment, but it's definitely the same feeling as the original. I really like the heel. I really like the heel. I know I've talked about it just a second ago, but that is a much more sort of nicer place to be, really, than the original. The original, which I actually kind of like, because I do like an all-in-one boot, just felt more minimalistic. This feels more for traditional shoe. So that's the sort of, oh, the outsoles. Let's talk about those while we're there, because I've got the other one, and you know what? This held up really well. The outsole on this, apart from wearing here and here, and a little bit there, in general, you know what? This rubber did really well, and it's exactly the same on this shoe. Yeah, you get bits and bobs stuck in it, but whatever. So the outsole's great. I mean, it's not the sort of thing that you want to run on grass, for example. They don't perform particularly well with sort of snow and ice, but you know what? Just general weather over here in the UK, which is traditionally wet, these both do a good job. I say they're very, very, if not identical, in terms of the compounds and what's on there. You've still got the exposed React. So how does it feel? Well, like its predecessor, it is a nice sensation from heel to toe. It's a springy ride. It's very nice on those slower daily runs where you're just sort of banking miles. It is a good daily trainer, I would say, to a degree. The problem I have with this shoe, and cutting to the chase really, is one is the weight, two is the price, and three is the sort of versatility that you get with this. I look for, in a daily trainer, something that can do everything, like the Pegasus of past has done. Pegasus of past can do a recovery run, can do an easy run, you can do a tempo session in it, and you can go out and do a long run in it. This shoe, for me, sits more in the sort of recovery, easy pace, just sort of going out banking miles. It doesn't offer everything that a daily trainer should do, even though this is set up as a daily trainer. I think it's limited on those longer miles because of its weight. Over 11 ounces is a heavy shoe nowadays. And also on those speed sessions, you notice the weight of the shoe. I don't know why it weighs so much, maybe because you've got so much React foam. They've added, you know, more foam in the heel. The material of the Flyknit, okay, is it slightly heavier? I don't know, but it's noticeably heavier in hand than some of the other daily trainers out there, and I think that's what sort of makes it, I don't think, a viable option as a daily trainer. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're a Nike fan, you're going to like this, okay? It is definitely an improvement over the predecessor because they've sorted some of the issues out of this shoe in terms of like fit, heel slippage and all that sort of stuff. I don't think it looks particularly brilliant either. I mean, it's down to opinion. For me, I just don't think it's anything amazing. But the biggest problem, I say, is it's 140 pounds. It weighs over 11 ounces. And I can't really do everything that I want to do in it with a daily trainer. And I'll give you an example. Just stay there. This Brooks, right, is 76 pounds. It is a couple of ounces lighter than this. It was 76 pounds, so what's that? Somebody be good at English, be good at maths. It's like 40 quid, maybe 50 quid. Is that right? Yeah, 76. Somebody work out the maths, let me know in the comments. Either way, 76 pound, 140 pounds. See what I'm saying? And this, with its DNA, Biomogo DNA midsole, can do most of the stuff this can do. And it's, okay, the breathability of its upper is not as good as this, but 76 pound. And that's the problem I have with the shoe. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide whether you want to go with this. I think, you know, there's much better options out there. Obviously, Saucony are knocking it out of the park. Look at the Kinvara shoe, for example, in how it looks. The number 12 I'm talking about, how awesome it looks compared to this. Look at some of the brand new Asics that are coming out, how much better they look than this. I mean, it's all opinion, and it's down to you whether you like it or not. But for me, I just think it's definitely better than this, But I just think at £140, there's better shoes out there. I wouldn't waste your money on it. There's new shoes coming out from Nike, like the Zoom X, Invincible, and other different variations. You're going to have the Peg 38 coming out. Maybe there's going to be another Epic React coming out. So maybe you need to look elsewhere than this shoe.